we are. Hop into the splash of cold.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
I love these mugs, they're cute.
Just standard John Lewis fare. Do the job. Let's try this one oversized. So we're doing, you know you were E, aren't you? Yes, if you did, if you do it, the add an inversion.
Oh, I like that.
Just because it's the same thing, kind of verse and chorus. So it's just going down to the F sharp.
Let me write that down, I like that.
So it's just it's quite nice to use that one with if you got like a verse, it's always the same chord progression. So it's going to the minor second. So then the key to E would be an F sharp minor. But what's cool about that is there's lots of songs that then you can use that to modulate to.
Oh, that's cool as well.
And you can do lots of things like that. So if you know my name, Chris Cornell. You know my name, Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
That uses that. That's the
Okay. I feel like I've heard of it before. I don't
Oh,
do it, like...
it was the theme tune for Casino Royale.
Okay.
Just pull it up. The chords and the chorus are really cool. It all works on
It's very bold, that is.
well, it's because of
Yeah.
it's all that. So there's yeah, it's great. I like really interesting chords, and even the I've seen angels fall from blinding heights doesn't quite finish. He's very good at putting in extra chords. Perfect. How are we getting on?
Good, yes.
I'm fine. I don't have to do
Beard
anything.
trim, haircut.
Is it? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I've slept since whenever.
Yeah. I had a long day yesterday.
Was your weekend pleasant in the end?
No, it was a horrendous gig on Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, had a good one the week before. Terrible one. I hate private parties. It's the arse end of what we have to do. And it was the 21st birthday, but there were only like 3 or 4 people who were actually 21. The rest of them were sort of rather jaded parents, and it was in a kind of horrible little hut. And it was miserable. And I wanted it to be over. But yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, you want to get to the stage where you're like Springsteen. He charges like $100,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We've got a tour coming up to Ireland though. I think that'll be a giggle.
What's the venue for that one?
It's the Tremor International Ska Festival.
International Scar Festival.
Yeah.
Wait, Ska or Scar?
SKA.
Oh, okay. It's
As
like,
in-
what happens at a Scar Festival?
as
You
in-
can't read the initials and
As in
numbers.
the kind of music that.
And then the
that's
super
slightly
tones, welcome to the House of Fun.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, so we've got 4 gigs, 3 days, and travelling in between them,
Great.
all in Irish pubs, all in the countryside
So that
surrounding
it's going to be a
Dublin.
sober experience.
Yeah, it's not. It will be for me, but the other boys, I'm sure, will be.
Are you going with or you didn't?
No.
It's not in a room. It's a camper van.
No, we're going to the camper van.
What's that? Is it a ska band that you're in then? Is that?
Yeah. Listen, I make no bones about it. It's basically 3 middle-aged guys, an iPad, 1 singer, sax player, and me who does everything that's left out.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Drew's pretty special.
But Drew was in the specials.
Oh, okay.
So the sax
Fair
player
enough.
has some cred.
Yeah.
The rest of us, no. I didn't mean to join the band.
You can
even.
suck and blow pretty mean on one.
Yeah, I mean, I can play, but I
I'm glad you finished.
I never.
finished
Yeah,
the sentence.
yeah.
I'm really happy to see where this is going.
You had to finish
Yeah.
that sentence.
No, it is finished.
To be fair though, the harmonica is an instrument that is riddled with innuendo. I mean, you can't start having a discussion about it without falling into the trap of.
I tried the harmonica for a while. I just wanted to learn to bend, and I just couldn't do it.
Oh really? Oh, maybe I can show you a quick lesson. I can pretty much guarantee I can get you bending it now.
I was just like, I swear, all I'm doing is making my ears pop.
Yeah. No, well, you see, immediately we're having a discussion, but basically it's down to tongue action.
Yeah.
It's tongue action and air, but
Like all things in life.
yeah.
Everything.
But
Everything.
air pressure is very important if you want to bend a note, and people do tend to try bending notes that actually it's not physically possible to bend.
That's probably that.
Yeah, there are a certain number that you can draw bend, and there's a certain number that you can blow bend, and the others you can't.
Yeah, I think I probably just screwed it up.
Although you're not supposed to be able to bend notes on the chromatic harmonica, and if you ever heard Stevie Wonder play, that clearly patently is not the case.
Yeah.
He can do it. There's a few people who can. I
I
can,
love Stevie.
but no. The beauty of it is if you pick the right one up, you're in the right key. Therefore, you can't cock it up.
Yeah.
Essentially,
It's
and
true.
from there on, it's all down to expression. So, you know, technically, there are some amazing players, but no matter how good you are, after 3 or 4 songs of it, people need a break. So, you know, otherwise it's just an assault. And
It's a very piercing sound. It's a lovely sound, but it's very piercing.
you have to know when to shut up.
Yeah. What was it? Was it a quote? Might have been Churchill. It was like, the definition of a gentleman is a man who knows how to play accordion and doesn't.
Exactly. Well, I feel pretty much the same way. It can be, you know, there's, like, we do a version of Three Little Birds, Bob Marley song, and I heard it and they said, we want you to do a solo in that. And I listened to it a few times and I thought, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it. And the solo is essentially one note for almost 8 bars.
Yeah.
With a little bit of modulation on that one note. But then the rest of the solo makes sense. But if you just do that one note, it's the impact of what comes after it. And it's just like, you know, you listen to B.B. King and that's what it was all
just
about.
milking that one note.
That, how do you make that
Absolutely.
but you know, it's a laugh.
Definitely.
And you know, you've been a bass player, you've been a guitarist. You know that is there are things that you can do horribly wrong with that. With the harmonica, once you've got it 50% under control, you can pretty much get away with stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, that's nice and relaxing. Then,
Yeah.
You know, when I go out and play percussive guitar with Hope, I've got to be back on my game and concentrate on what I do. You know.
It's interesting.
So it's quite cool. Yeah.
Excellent. So, did you have any questions from last time?
No. Not
Great.
at all.
Kevin asked me to look at the
Ricochet.
Ricochet. Cool. That was recorded. It was March 3rd, was it?
Yeah, that was last Tuesday, in fact. I think.
Great. Cool.
So,
Yeah. So Naomi had a listen as well. She's like, she really likes your voice as well.
Thank you.
I think there's the same kind of things coming because at the start it can feel very isolated in terms of we look at technique, we then look at a song, and then you hear that song get better, and then it's very hard to hear that. It's definitely carrying over. But it does, like, once you've done it with 2 or 3 others, particularly your own things, you'll start to be able to listen with a slightly more critical ear. Not in a kind of, I don't like that, but more to go, now I hear what could be. And then you've already got that. That's like the power of having a creative mind, because you can hear what could be.
There's definitely certain places where I want to add some other instruments and improve the vocal line and stuff. It's just like a really rough to get an idea out there. What do you think?
So do you play primarily keys?
Yeah.
If you play guitar at all?
It's not really my strongest.
No, it's fine. You prefer to write on keyboard?
Yeah, massively.
Okay. So I think it's really worth you listening to some older stuff. Like, do you listen to the Beatles a lot?
I know who they are.
Yeah, but do you listen to them?
Not as often as I probably should do.
So I'm not the world's biggest fan of the Beatles, but that's not from that's more a taste point. It's not like, I think we're overrated. But their use of chord structure and arrangements, is excellent. If you want to hear someone who's really good with chord structures, who plays piano, Elton John is fantastic for that. So he'll write songs and then decide the melody he wants is in a different, essentially, it's too much of a jump. So he'll create another set of chords that essentially changes key, but then does it in such a way that you don't notice. So if you do Saturday Night Is Alright for Fighting, he goes from C to F, and C is either C for the verse, F for the chorus, and you don't notice. You know something's different, but you literally don't know. It's like, obviously I've only heard one of your originals there, but I suspect that your chord vocabulary is a little bit more limited. The more you can expose yourself to extra chords and different options, the more you'll start to get a sense of when a song's finished. Like obviously you know that one's not finished, and because you even just said like it's literally just a snapshot of that draft. But even in terms of like that, once people have heard that, like you have, it's and then like you pause and then it goes back in. The space buys you more time. The space will buy you time to do it again, but it's worth learning even the tiniest little tweaks like that. It still feels exactly the same because it's a reharmonization of that. It's not even, it's just an inversion. So that's an F sharp minor. Do you know about the relation between major and minor? Yeah. So if the F sharp minor, what's the relative major?
The relative major would be, hang on, I can only read it.
That's right. You can.
C.
Yeah. Sorry.
Relative major.
Yeah. So F sharp minor. What's the relative major? You've already got your finger on the note.
Relative.
Yeah. So every major has a minor, and every minor has a major, and it's one and the same. So the key of C, the relative minor is A minor. The key of A minor, the relative major is C major. C.
Oh, you go up. Sorry. A minor.
Yeah, that's A major, exactly. Whenever you see a major, you can replace it with the relative minor. And if you see a minor, you can replace it with
a lot of songs do like minor and then they go to major for the chorus, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And it's knowing that you can do that means that you always have an alternative option. And if I was to switch that all around, what you'd end, so that's minor, major, minor, major. But what if I switched it all around? Let me get that right. In fact, yeah, that's what it'd be. And then it would be. So you could just switch it around, and all the melodies that you did should work with that.
Oh, that's Limit to Your Love by Feist. They're the chords split up.
It's Limit to Your Love by... Yeah, it's Limit to Your Love.
Yeah. But it's once you start to expand, it's not a... What's the word? It's not a, this is what should be done better. It's more a, once you start to... All we're trying to do with voice technique, with music theory, with anything, is to give you more options. More options should never hinder. So a lot of people think, oh, technique, you're going to tell me what I should or shouldn't do. It's like, well no, I'm just going to show you an alternative way that will, by and large, make things far, far easier and show you how to, I think it was, I was having a lesson the other day, and the guy was saying, look, it's like, if I got to work with Adele, it'd be saying, you're going to take away the colour she paints with. And it's like, well, no, I'm sure I might confiscate the one colour of red that she uses on everything, but I'll give her 9 other shades of red. You know, there's the traffic light red, there's emergency light red, there's ruby red, there's a billion different reds. I might have to confiscate that one just to show the other ones, but then she's very welcome to go back and use it. I'm going to expand her palette, not reduce it. And chords are another one. And a lot of people are trying to find that elusive final chord. To them, I would say start with a simple chord progression like you have, but the more vocabulary you have, the more you'd be willing to go. So if it was, I don't know what the...
I love like fourths and fifths and stuff.
Yeah. But if you then end up with... suddenly all of your existing melodies should still work over that. very, very unlikely. And if there is a clash, it's only going to be one note that you can fix very, very quickly. But suddenly that's just if it's a minor, switch to a major. If it's a major, switch to a minor. Minor to major, major to minor, whichever one it is, switch it and then tweak until it sounds pretty to you. But it means like particularly, because there's a reversing chorus in Ricochet.
No, I don't think so. It's pretty much the same chord progression all the way through.
No, I mean in terms of the melody and the lyrics.
Oh, it changes, yeah.
So there's definitely like a part one and then a main motif,
yeah.
Part two, main motif. It's always helpful to make the main motif stand out.
Okay.
So there's a really good workshop by a guy called Ralph Murphy. I'll just get it and message it to you, Kevin. It's nearly 2 hours long, but it's worth watching.
That's a cool one.
Ralph Murphy, and it's all about what it takes to write a hit song through analysis and experience.
Oh, cool.
So he's excellent. I didn't even know he was messaging me. Right, looking forward there. So that one's just shy of 2 hours. It's well worth. What? Okay. Turn me back over.
My TV did that.
But he goes through, the first half is explaining what makes a hit song, the constituent components. The second part is examples of that. There we go. Examples of that in different chord structures and patterns, and he goes through the 6 different song forms that there are. So there's like the verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out. There's verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus out. And they're all variations thereof. There's A, B, A, B, A, B. There's A, 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 B, A. So then there's A, 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 A. So like Brown Eyed Girl. So there is no chorus in those ones. Then you get Rondo, I think was one. So for example, what's the first line of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Nope. That's the first line of what we're used to listening to. There's actually a bit that happens before the song. Yep.
I knew that.
Yep.
I never knew that.
The songs until the advent of radio, because the style didn't go well, there was a little intro that was completely different time signature to the tempo to it, and it would introduce.
If you listen to Gilbert and Sullivan opera.
Yeah, and this is how.
We're going to tell you what's going to happen, and then everyone else is going to join in, and here they come.
You know Dasher and Dancer, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You get that in a lot of musicals as well.
Yeah. So that it just didn't translate well to radio was the issue. That was the 6th one.
I like that.
So there's you can see how it's evolved. Like A was like the song that lots of folk music, and then they had A, so it'd be one like almost what. You could almost like it's a half chorus, half bridge. It's just separates it. Jazz is good at that. Then A, B, A, and then it becomes the people want more interested in A, B, and they want a little bit more interest. So A, B, C, so middle A, and then people want a bit of a hook in. So it's like A, halfway between A and B, B. It's like the pre-chorus, and you can see how it's evolved from. And then there was that completely separate style that was more kind of you could almost add that onto anything, and just to introduce the song. But he goes through all of those song forms. So for expanding your understanding, he says the verse, chorus, and verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre. Those are by far the most popular right now. But it always comes back to the different ones. So if you listen to like Luther Vandross or things like that, they have slightly different they have some song forms that move away from the standard ones. But the more you can expand your understanding of music technology, I don't mean in terms of instruments, but like the technology of music within a song. Function of music within the song, the better and quicker your songwriting will become, because suddenly you're no longer like, well, I like this sound, but I'm scared to deviate from it in case it doesn't sound right. You'll have the confidence to go, you know what, even if it doesn't sound right, I'm pretty certain I'll come up with a few other things that are pretty close. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Well, let's get to work on the Let's warm you up. Are you recording? Yes, you are recording. You're always recording. Very, very nice. otherwise it'll pull. Do the opposite.
Okay.
Let's pretend you couldn't pull. Okay? Now let's start a little bit lower. Ready, pull it off. No, 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 no. You're not feeling the same thing anymore. There we are. That's what we're after. Kevin, can you confirm she's not doing the same thing?
She's not doing the same thing at all.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Treat it like you couldn't pull. As in, no matter how heavy you were, you still couldn't screw it up. That's how I'd like you to treat it. As long as the word doesn't change, that's what will happen. That's it. It's fine. It's slightly heavier. It's like the word's spreading, but that's all that's happening. When the word doesn't change, it's very hard to pull. It was spreading slightly. That's why it feels a little bit out of control there. It feels a little bit heavy because the word was spreading. But remember, it's the word that causes the results in sound change, not the other way around. Try again. Same here. That's it. Wonderful. Fabulous. Can you give me go, 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 same intensity. Go, 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 go. Watch the word. Go, 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 go. Even more intensity if you can. Go, 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 go. Starting at the bottom. It's very easy to get distracted and think I just want it at the top. If you want the depth at the top, you have to have it at the bottom. Okay. Go, go. Have a listen. Go, 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 go. Now I'm a bloke. I'm obviously going to have more depth around that part of my voice than you are. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. That's it. Go, 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 go. That's it. As long as the word stays the same, you don't have to worry about backing off the top. Go, 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 go. That's it. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. You lost it, sorry. No, you're doing great. Go, 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 go. Great. Mom, 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 mom. 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 Mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. Mom, mom. Well, now. Mom, 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 mom. We can start with the depth in order that the top does not sound out of place. Much better. Maybe mom, 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 mom. Bring up the volume. And again, even more so. There you are. That's it from mom, mom, mom. Mom, 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 and again. Make sure to find it at the bottom every time. Don't rush through it.
As well.
That's it. Drop your a little bit more at the top, just a little. Everything else is perfect. That's it. You're going to need a lot more depth on this one. That's it. And that's the rest of your voice. That's great. So we're taking you to a much heavier coordination here. I'm not saying that that is the way you should sing everything all the time, but we want you to be able to, you've experienced that mixed coordination at a low volume, you've experienced it at a moderate volume, but you see how much more energy intensive it is to keep it at the top. Odds are you were imparting the same amount of energy to try and make yourself sound big and huge up there, and it was just dissipating as soon as you got there. But then it's very easy to think, now it's meant to be really easy and light and floaty when you're up there. Well, yeah, at a low to moderate volume, but when you want that intensity, you've got to be willing to give it that much energy behind it. The words are spreading ever so slightly, but you know, it's a much higher risk place to be to sing with that much intensity. You're doing a reasonable job with it. I just wanted you to kind of experience what it's like to be up there and go, gosh, that, you know, it's never going to feel like, oh, it's just a cakewalk. It will be par for the course. In that sense, I mean, it's easy, but it should never feel devoid of effort. If it feels devoid of effort, you're probably not putting any effort in.
Yeah,
how's that feeling?
Yeah, alright, yeah. Cool.
Great. Does that feel, gut instinct, does that feel very similar to what you were doing before in terms of how you're approaching it?
Yeah.
And yet the sound out here, Kevin, would you agree with me? It's just
it's not the same thing at all.
And that's just to kind of reassure you that the stuff you've been doing has had an effect, even if you haven't felt like it's been having an effect.
It's like it's really, there are points where you really connect top to bottom, and it sounds right, and you probably don't hear any difference. But when it either falls off or the intensity is not quite right, you can hear those little bits of what it used to be creep back in, and that's where you hear the difference. I feel anyway.
Yeah, so those tiny little snippets of oh, okay, you can see that it's moved on from where it was.
Yeah, exactly. So you can hear the journey sometimes in the but the place you've arrived at is eminently better than the place you started from.
Yeah.
So that's...
But I guess the reason I was bringing it up is that I could sense that you were. It's like, oh, I'm afraid I feel like I'm pulling now. You told me from day one I shouldn't be doing that. But I just want to show you that even though it still feels like pulling, actually you're not.
Yeah.
There is more weight on the chords, but the pull is very. It's like, well, surely that's the same as pulling. Well, if I had to define a pull, it would be you trying to sing the notes that belong to one register by trying to use the musculature of another, but you're not doing that. So it can't possibly be a pull. You say, well, then I'm being too weighty. Did the vowel change? First of all, are you getting to the pitch? Yes. Is the vowel changing? No. Or is it, if it's changing, is it changing by an acceptable amount? Yeah, it's changing by, well then it can't possibly even be too weighty, like weighty as in strain, because the vowel didn't change. Okay, maybe changed by a couple of %, but you know what we've never taken you there is a much higher risk place to. Yeah, exactly. And you know, we're all working on. I am working on that. That's great. Let's keep going. Can you give me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Not what? Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
W-O.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Right, can we go to a woo? Right, just bring the volume down a touch. We're not going for intensity. You're just going for lightening things up. You just stopped, that was all.
Sorry.
That's alright, keep going.
I got paranoid on that one.
No, you did a fantastic job.
Woo.
Woo. Lips tight. Tight even at the top. Even tighter. It's fine. Start some depth. Just a little. So I did say I don't want tons of depth, but I definitely don't want.
I do that. The floaty H.
Yeah. Well, it is a W at the beginning, so that's probably going to be okay. Watch the vowel. That's it. That's because you're up at soprano high C. It would feel high because it is high.
That's good then.
It tastes salty. It's salt. Yeah, that'll probably be why then.
Stripey, it's a zebra.
Yeah. Watch the vowel. Pout your lips and keep it that way. That's it. Yeah, it feels completely artificial, but that's just what we need to get used to that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'll take it.
No. no, 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 no.
You feel like you got there,
Yeah.
and then you backed off.
Yeah.
But what I don't want you to think is that getting there is your fault, and not keeping it going is your fault. You've never gone there with this coordination before. So a lot of you're like, oh, that was so easy at the start. Think of it like, hey, I've just gone from lifting weights that are this weight. You know, like you see those women with like the fitness weights are like 1 or 2 kilos. They go to the gym and they realise they've been doing it for 5 years, and so they're actually quite good with the 20 kilo weights. But after 2 minutes, they're gone because it's not that they lack strength, but they lack the capacity to keep it going for that length of time. It's like, well, surely that means it's pulling then, because it's like I just lack the ability to keep going. No, it's you've got the coordination. You've got the exactly. You have the coordination, but not the endurance within that coordination. You tried to develop just plain old-fashioned muscular endurance with zero coordination before. It's how loud can I sing for how high for how long. Whereas now it's once you get the stamina there, you'll be able to do that for as long as you want. But it is the coordination's right. You're just not used to having to sustain it with the amount of energy you're doing. But do you see how you were a little bit like we peeked back down and you're like, oh, I've got it again.
Yeah.
You know what? You were only getting that there last time, whereas now you're getting it there and there. So it's just we connect everything up, we expand the range, but ultimately in terms of getting the full range of volumes, it is a kind of note by note thing. As your coordination improves, you can't ask for power there without first addressing every step along the way.
Yeah. Does
that make sense? Obviously, rest your voice and then we'll have a look at your song. Is that making sense?
Yeah, definitely.
It's good. And despite me being an arse about the vowel and word,
no, I don't think you were.
It's like a billion times better. Like it's not worth mentioning, but it's only just there. Like it's really close enough. I'm not too worried about it. Like hopefully you should be feeling more in control of those things. And obviously being a perfectionist, you're going to be, I'm still not happy yet. But you is a lot more control there, which will help enormously with the song. Perfect. Do you have water? Are you still?
No, I'm full on down in that
Let's
bit.
put some more water in. You can have another 30 seconds, and then you can. Would you prefer to play the song and sing, or would you prefer that I play the?
I'm happy for you to play because I want to see like the new.
No, I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that just yet.
No.
Well, no, because I want you to be able to sing it without feeling confused about where it's going. So I'll probably just do the.
Okay. Let's go.
Great. Do you know the lyrics?
Of course I know the lyrics.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know lyrics to their own song.
No, I know most of them, but we're only doing the first bit normally, aren't we? So
it's true.
See, that's what I've learned now. You learn the first bit, then you.
Or whatever the most challenging bit. It doesn't necessarily need to be the first bit, just a portion of the song.
It was like Teardrop, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Where do you want to go from?
What bit? You know when you listen to it, which bit did you think I struggled most with? The first bit, or the chorus where it goes, "If I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while."
Oh, okay. Let's go from how long is it before we get to that bit? She's just sliding down the stairs.
That's so cute.
Just start and we'll see where we go to. Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God, your bullets hit my flesh, sugar. The words you say keep ricocheting off my skin. Your lips are moved, but not so that they bring me joy. Stop for a second, figured out you were my boy.
That's right.
Oh, I like that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
Did
that line again?
Which was I stopped for a second, figured out you were my boy. And if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. The chaos you cause, it's still a memory in my mind. And if I don't sleep, then it can carry me away on the coattails of your lies. Looking for another beat on the claim.
So yeah, you can see how the...
I love that.
Yeah, and that's just the midge. It's just because the melody needs a lift at that point. into the. Does that make sense? Cool. Let's go from the chorus. I think that the verse is sounding more or less fine. It's definitely not more challenging than the chorus. So let's iron out the chorus. We'll stick with the original chords, and then we can always. You've got it recorded, so you can always look at the things we modified it to.
And if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. The chaos you caused still memory in my mind. And if I don't sleep, then you can carry me away on the gutters of your lives, looking for another victim to play.
I should just write those chords down whilst I remember them.
I know, I like them all.
Yeah.
I'm staring at these, I'm like, oh, what the
Well, it's all from playing in church because they know how to milk. They only use like 4 or 5 chords or inversions thereof, and so you just learn all the different. So you had the final. And then it leads back into the. Anyway, great. How are you feeling about that?
Fine, I'm feeling, well, it's not fine, is it?
No, it is.
No, it's like, it feels fine to sing, it feels fine. It's just like the...
Yeah. Okay, great. Can you try it one more time for me?
Yes.
This is going to be hard though, because
That's
if you see this as like the base level of it, it's going to be hard to get for you to see through that. But we'll deal with that if that's a problem. Can you take out all of the riffs?
Yes.
And sing it completely straight?
I can try.
Yeah. So if I don't stop,
then I can't breathe for a while. Like that.
Yeah, like
Okay.
so, like the reason.
The plainest burger you've ever seen.
Yeah, and what's first you'll find it hard to do, like just to like. But I've sung it so many times this way, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But then you'll also find like I just sound really stiff.
Yeah.
Like I find it really hard. I feel almost like my voice is immobile because it almost sounds dull. That is a sign that you need to spend more time with just a straight melody. Like that is, I really like what you've done there because it's paying attention to what's on the radio, and it's it's going to be it's a highly commercial approach. The problem is that it's full of tricks, and tricks are always of a time, of a style, of a fashion. And fashion moves on. What you want is a voice that you can enrobe yourself in this fashion of this moment, and then you want to be a body that can be clothed in fashion, not the fashion item. Hopefully you can see that Sia will be left behind, whereas Beyonce won't. I'm not saying that Beyonce's the end all be all, but you can see that Beyonce's done different things at different times. She is a body that wears a piece of fashion, whereas Sia is very much the fashion item of the moment. And Lady Gaga's fighting to try and not get sucked in by that, because she was very fashionable 5-6 years ago, and now she's yeah, it's the same reason like you don't want to get typecast as an actor. You want to be like Mark Hamill, the guy who played Luke Skywalker, didn't do any work really again, because that was how everyone knew him. That was the one that you do your Luke Skywalker thing. It's like, well, no, I'm just an actor portraying that. It's like, well, but that's how we know you. Now that's not the best example because it's like somewhat out of their control. But when it comes to stuff like this, being able to sing the melody straight and make it sound beautiful, it means that anything you add on top will be an ornament rather than the thing that makes it interesting in the first place. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're allowed to say no if it doesn't make sense.
No, I would, I tell you.
Great, perfect. Try it again, and we'll slow it down a little, but take out every little riff.
Okay.
I'm more interested in holding notes and vibrato than I am riffs.
Okay. And if I don't stop,
if I don't stop, if I don't stop.
So I don't feel like it's really.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
No, I'm not going to pick up on everyone. I just want to point out that that's.
You did.
No. That would definitely be counterproductive in the first sitting.
Okay.
But no, it's just to point out that qualifies as a riff. That's why. Imagine that you did none of them. That means as soon as you introduce that, it sounds really impressive. So you get to work less hard. I'm all for being lazy. All for being lazy.
Me too.
But it's a lot of people, they're willing to work harder when they're on stage by doing all these riffs. I'd much rather put in the work behind stage so that when I get on stage I don't have to do anything. And that literally just will stop people as soon as you open your mouth. That's really the goal, in my opinion.
And if I don't stop, do I do it?
If I don't stop, So what's the line?
And if I don't stop, is that
Okay, so why don't you sing the first two lines to me? If I don't stop and something breathe for a while.
If I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while.
Okay, so great. So there's not tons in there, but if I strip you going, if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. You can start to add all those in. See if you can strip that to, if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. If I don't stop, because now that is what I would consider bass level. Like there's no way you could make it any simpler unless you just went to singing the same note over and over, just poking that E over and over.
Oh.
But can you take it to that?
Try.
Give it a shot. Slow it down. There's no rush.
And if I don't stop, oh, I did it again.
If I don't stop,
Stop. If I don't stop.
that's why vibrato is needed. It's because that's just hold. Stop.
Stop.
Sorry, let's do it one more time.
This is going really
If
long,
I don't
it's
stop,
If I don't stop, oh, if I don't stop, stop.
you gotta hold it. Just hold it. Can you give me? Just take it down here. I mean, no, 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 no.
No.
Right, it's a little bit low for you there, but that's easiest for now. Can you give me? No, 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 no. But that last one. No, 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 no. Great. Like no, 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 no. No, no. It's easier. No, 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 no. No. There we are. That's a little bit again. No, 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 no. Yeah. That's the sign of a real singer. Is being able to do that anytime you want. That's why you're like, but there's all these great singers on the radio. Yeah, they are great. Ask them to hold a note and put vibrato on it. Like that's one of the. You might think, but they can do all those crazy things. They're doing all those crazy things because they can't do that. Whereas that's the bread and butter stuff. That's the other stuff is icing. There's a lot of singers who don't even have any cake to put the icing on. It's just all like you can't just go, damn, this is icing. It's Marzi. I mean, I love icing, but can't imagine eating just a cake. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying you're anywhere close to that extreme, like Sia or Tori Kelly, just with riffs out the wazoo. But every single one of them is putting icing before you've definitely checked this cake underneath. And that's what we're checking here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Sorry. No, 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 no. No. Yep.
Sorry.
No. Watch my hand. No. And watch the word.
Oh, that's really weird. It's like, oh.
Yep.
I like doing this.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, this will make a huge difference because it suddenly goes from being. So I had a lesson with a guy the other week. He's a guy that I went to uni with. We were in touch for years, got back in touch. He wanted to look at. I suggested he came to visit me when I was on holiday. We looked at some songs. We looked at your song, Elton John. Did we talk about this last time?
No.
Okay, just checking. And it's in E flat. What the heck is the first one? It's a little bit funny. That's what it is. It's a little bit funny. This is what he did. It's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. He did a whole verse like that, and of course, tons and tons of riffs. And we looked at some riffing, but in my head I was like, Elton John sings it straight, why is he doing that? And I asked him, did you put those riffs in? He goes, no, if anything I took some out, they're all in the original. And he was right, they were almost all in the original. I'm like, I'm sorry, I love Elton John, but I think that's a massive mistake. He wrote it and performed it first when he was high on drugs. And like, he was in early days, he was very much strung out of his head. But I said, okay, let's strip it all out, try it this way. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one it is far more musical than the first one ever was. Not because I did it, it's nothing to do with that, but because the human voice is naturally drawn to conversation, not tricks. We are animals that listen to words, not melody. Not this primary words, secondary melody. But riffs put melody above words. They put melody above intelligibility. That's why intelligibility, you've both seen the difference that intelligibility makes to not just being able to understand the words, but the beauty of it. Those two are not, it's not a coincidence. As soon as you're able to remove all those extra riffs and just a vibrato, so what's the, if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. You can still put those riffs back. If I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. Suddenly they mean more because the bass line was established. That this is what I'm saying. You hearing me? Well, if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. If you open like that, where have you got to go? And what are you actually saying? And it's certainly, if you want to get really picky, if you don't stop, then I can't breathe. Why? If you're talking about stopping and the importance of breathing in space, why is there no space? Does that make sense? Can you try that one more time? We're going to take it down to here just because I want you to it's nothing to do with range. It's just it's easier to get vibrato on it. Try for me.
If I don't stop.
Is that right?
If I don't stop.
If I don't stop.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's one that you confront because you're going, oh, I don't like
I'm
that.
like, no, but I want to know if it's right or
Yeah,
not.
it's in the right
It's
spot,
not right,
but
then.
the vibrato has to be in there. Let me play, but as you get to that note, I'll do the hand thing because it'll trigger it off.
If I don't stop.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah? Is
Yeah,
that
do
right?
that again. It's great.
If I don't stop,
That's it.
then I can't breathe for a while.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that right?
Yeah, breathe for a while.
Uh-huh.
It's the vibrato that's going to make people want to listen to it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Because suddenly you're no longer trying to sell a song on the tricks, you're trying to sell a song on your ability to sing the song.
And the lyrics are.
Does that make sense? Suddenly there's cake under all the icing. And you can put more icing on, or you could leave it as just cake, because there's nothing wrong with it, you know.
Just a cake.
Yeah, it was-
I love just a cake.
Yeah, it was the same thing as the harmonica. You can't have it all the time, it's sickly sweet. It's just, it's so piercing. It's like that, so she woke up. What? Because that's a great song on the album because he did 4 songs of the most intense material ever, and then you get the 5th one, and it's just all like very sedate and chilled. He's not assaulting you with any crazy high notes. But you see, it's actually harder work for a riffer.
To do less.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard work because it's not the restraint; it's the what you're left with.
Yeah.
That's really you're like, does your voice have so much tone you can sell it irrespective of how much or how little you do? That to me is the real test.
I
And
find that amazing though. I do
Yeah.
find that really interesting.
Yeah, you can hear the difference. Do it again. Let's do the hand again.
And if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while.
That's it. Do you hear that?
Absolutely. That was the last one of that was it, because he just went note when time was right. The vibrato came in, but there wasn't even the nah at the end of it. It just went.
And it's hard, when it's flat, you want to get away from it. It's not the note was not flat, so it wasn't. It was bang on pitch. What I do, I'm bang on, and yet within a second you're like, it sounds flat. It sounds out of tune. Why? Because the human ear doesn't like to listen to perfect notes. It's like autotune doesn't sound right. In fact, it's quite metallic. It's just not what the. But that's what the human ear. We want to hear that,
Okay.
and that's what you're doing. And suddenly, the reason you would have empirically, so just by trial and error, going, oh, I quite like the way I finish off the note. If I don't stop, oh, it sounds better than if I hold the note. Well, why did it sound better? Because the human ear doesn't want to say that. But it's the quick and easy way, rather than if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while. Suddenly that sells itself. You try that one more time? Then we need to wrap up, definitely.
And if I don't stop,
That's fine.
then I can't breathe for a while.
It's tough because you can can see, it's very easy to just go back to
Yeah.
halfway house. Spend time on that, we can crack on with the next time. But that's the same principle. We want to strip the melody, strip the excess away. Not because the excess is bad, nothing to do with that. I love, because it's not excess, I just mean it's the stuff that's, you just got to double check. Oh, there is a melody under there, fabulous. Because then when you put it back on, let's imagine that's the third, or the second chorus. You want from if I don't stop, then I can't breathe for a while, to the second chorus. If I don't stop, I
It's a lot
can't
easier
breathe.
to add stuff on.
Yeah, if I don't stop, then I can't breathe. Suddenly you can make huge excursions, even destroy the melody, because people have heard it for the first time. So in jazz they call it stating the head, where you can state the motif of the song, like the key melody, and once that's been stated enough, the human ear always wants to hear it restated, and so excursions can be made, quite severe excursions, and it doesn't bother the listener. Whereas if you make excursions from the start, they don't have anything to compare it to, and so you lose, your riffing loses its legitimacy. Does that make sense?
That is a brilliant insight, actually, Hank. That is so true. Honestly, that is
Good.
a gem.
Glad
That
it's
is a
not
gem.
shrapnel.
No, but it's true. You know, if you try and establish something that's so complex that the human mind can't process it, and then you add more detritus onto that, you've destroyed anything. But what you know, just take that away, for goodness sake. That is an absolute gem.
It's just essentially what we've done. So imagine there's three iterations of the chorus. The first one is 0 modifications. You've literally stripped it down to the bare minimum, all vibrato and sustaining notes. Second one, 1 or 2 riffs. Third one, you can go nuts on. Like so nuts, the chord even higher. So it's very similar to the excess. The